is a social credit score system. If you go to China, they're piloting it a few years ago in Shenzhen. So I lived overseas. If you go to Shenzhen, back in 2017, they already had facial recognition cameras there. So if you jaywalked in Shenzhen, they would immediately detect that and send you a notification, and they would deduct money from your what they call WeChat account. They use two main apps, WeChat and Alipay. So you can actually deduct your money directly from your account. This is 4 years ago, so this is not like some sort of conspiracy theory. It's not something that's going to happen 10 years into the future. This happened pre-corona in China. And so this system in China that exists is extremely advanced. They can detect if it's a man or a woman. They can guess your age. They can detect what kind of car model it is, who the manufacturer is. This is a sort of technology that we see in all these dystopian sort of films and whatever. And people keep putting it off and thinking that this is something that's going to happen later in my kid's lifetime or my grandkids. It's already here. And if this gets implemented anywhere, especially in a Western nation, it's not going away. And they're going to ask if you're gay. They're going to be asking if you ate 3 pizzas this week because it's unhealthy. If you buy certain books in certain countries, your country doesn't like you will lose points in the social credit score system. So this is already the reality of the world in certain places, and we need to be aware of that if we don't want that or if we do.
Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Excuse me. First and foremost, I'd like to start this lesson by giving all praises, honor and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught me this 100% truth. Salutations to the 144,000 doing the work of the Lord in all truth and sincerity. And shalom to the 1/3 men, women and children who believe in this word that's being taught unto them. I'm back at you with another lesson entitled NWO equals Dystopian Society. Okay, now dystopian society is a very miserable, slave-like society in which, the people don't really have any power in their hands and they're under a rule of a righteous king, and they're suffering the consequences of that very thing, compared to a utopian society where, things are more bliss, the vibe is more positive, people are happy with their government and their legislations and what they're about. That would describe a utopian society. So when we enter into the kingdom of heaven, even though these other nations are going to be our captives, are going to be our slaves, they would still consider themselves in a utopian society. All right, read Proverbs 29:2 compared to what seems to be growing at the moment, which is the uprising of a dystopian society. Okay, so China have already, they're already a mile ahead with this whole new world order system. Like they've got the digital currencies in place. Well, not Salaki, that is being implemented, of course, but what I meant to say was the social credit score system. In China, you've got a social credit score, man, where if you believe in a certain political view, you own a Bible, you read the Bible, you believe in the Bible, you don't really agree with the government and what they're about. Okay, you act in a certain type of way that the government deem as wicked or immoral, or what you have it. All right, that would negatively impact your social credit score. Now, when you have a low social credit score, you won't be entitled to certain things. You won't be allowed in certain areas. You may not be allowed out of your house, which is why they're pushing that whole smart home thing. All right, that's more sinister than you think. you know, like this society that's on the rise under Esau Edom is like being in an episode of Black Mirror. Okay, so this is what they're trying to implement by way of this, you know, the MOTB, the digital currencies, and this whole you know, the fourth industrial revolution, man, this whole digital infrastructure. Okay, so, you know, whilst you've got many people out there who would deem the New World Order a good thing because, you know, innovation and technology and what you have it, all right, because, you know, you got those tech heads, which growing up, I used to be one of those, you know, tech boys, man. Like I was all up into the latest gadgets and stuff, the mechanisms of it, and you know, man, I remember being a kid, man. I watched, you know, numerous videos on just unboxing videos, man, of them unboxing these, you know, new gadgets, and then, you know, I watched the reviews on it and stuff. All right, so, you know, but I don't know, even before I came into the truth, I came to the realization that technology is not really advancing how it should, you know, because you see, Esau has got technology there that they're using at the military and stuff. That's hundreds of years more advanced than the technology that we have. You know, we're phased by the new iPhone or the new Samsung Galaxy or whatever, man. But Esau, all right, they you know, the wicked elite of Esau, that is, they have technology that's unheard of right now. Like if you was to see that, you'd be like, whoa, like I didn't even know this existed. I didn't even know this could exist. Okay, so they've deliberately held us back because they have an agenda, all right, and they're slowly but surely bringing forth their agenda, and also slowly but surely bringing forth the, you know, advancement of technology to help with their agenda. All right, so you know, as you may or may not know, this devil plans to put a C hip, you know, put the word C and the hip together, you get the word I'm trying to say. They're trying to put a C hip inside everyone. All right, read Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It goes into that. Okay, so they're pretty much trying to C hip everyone, man. Just wait a second, man. I'm gonna do a tight squeeze. So like it, you know, to advance their, you know, to you know, move forward with their New World Order agenda. All right, so they wanna force humanity to put this C hip under their skin, and they're gonna advertise it as something good. You know, you can now speak 100 languages, or, you know, you can now learn to fight jiu-jitsu, or wherever the hell it may be. You know, you don't have to carry your keys anymore. You don't have to worry about losing your keys, because you can open your house by way of, you know, you just by a wave of your hand. You can open up your car by a wave of your hand. All right, all these different things, man. But people are not considering the you know, the health risks, the implications that it can have. You know, like in Revelation 16:2, I believe, it speaks about a grievous sore, okay, caused by the MOTB, which would be due to the radiation, and that equivalates to a cancer, more specifically. All right, so, you know, China is currently leading the way with this technological advancement, this new you know, with these new draconian measures. All right, but the West is going to follow suit, and is going to try and implement this digital system on a global scale, which of course is going to then usher in the downfall of his kingdom. All right, so without further ado, let's bring out some precepts, man. You know, I ain't really got any lined up, we're just flowing, so Lord willing it be edifying, man. This is the book of Isaiah 29 verse 15, and it reads, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Because you see, these wicked elite, they're the ones that's pulling the strings in the background, right? And they believe that no one knows what it is that they're doing, or the role that they play in you know, certain events taking place around the world, which as time goes on, by you know, the Spirit of the Lord's mouth, spoken of in 2 Thessalonians 2:8, people are waking up to who the wicked elite are. Okay, you know, the 13 ruling banking families, man. Predominantly the Rothschild. All right, that's a very well-known name. Okay, but the world is waking up to who the wicked are, and you know, they're seeking to overthrow now, man. You know, they no longer want this wicked ruler. All right, the Edomites in power, man, which I brought out, I believe, in my lesson yesterday. You know, Romans 8, around the 20th verse on down. Okay, where it talks about how the whole creation groaneth, man. All creation is groaning under the rulership of this devil, man. And the thing is, they ain't even seen nothing yet. All right, you know, this devil, he ain't come down with that great wrath as of yet, spoken of in Revelation 12:12. All right, but he's getting ready to come down with that great wrath and show his true horns. All right, so let's read that again. Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them, all right, destruction unto them that seek to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? All right, but they're being exposed, man, by way of the prophets on the highways and the byways, doing the various sit downs. You know, you got the heathens, man. You know, you got people like Redacted. Okay, they're also speaking out against the you know, the wicked elite of Esau. All right, which, you know, as it says in Revelation 12:26, man. And if Satan be divided against Satan, how then shall his kingdom stand? All right, we're living in a time where you got Edomites going up against the Edomites, man. You know, you got race wars, class wars, you know, proxy wars. Okay, so there's a lot of division at the moment, man. Okay, and you know, a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. All right, so this devil is only going to get so far with fulfilling his NWO. All right, the Lord has pretty much got Esau in a trick bag, you know, because let's bring out this real quick. The book of Psalms, chapter 49 and verse 11, and it reads, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Right, they believe that you know, all the land that they've stole, all right, all the lands that they rule, they believe that it's going to continue forever, man. You know, Obadiah verse 3 speaks about how the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. Right, because this devil, he really believes that after the destruction from World War III, all right, the complete collapse of Babylon the Great, aka America, this devil believes that somehow, some way, he's gonna come back he's gonna, you know, remain in power, and it's just gonna come back on the throne like nothing happened, man. All right, not understanding or failing to realize that really this spells the downfall of his kingdom, the downfall of his rulership, and the ushering in of this devil serving as 1,000 years of captivity alongside the other nations, man, before this devil, the Edomites, are completely done away with. Obadiah 1:18. Okay, so they believe that they can somehow offset prophecy by way of their technology, their technological advancement. All right, you know, you got devils, you know, like Noah Yuval Harari, I believe his name is. All right, and he pretty much he blasphemes the name of the Most High. He speaks wickedly of the Most High, saying we don't need a Most High. The Bible is fake. You know, we have further advanced than the Most High himself. You know, all kinds of madness, man. You got this devil Noah Yuval Harari coming out with, man, and he's very much supported by this other devil, you know, Cotton Swab, you know, Klaus Schwab. All right, so the pride of their heart have most certainly deceived thee, man, that they can't actually. And you see, that's one thing about pride. You see, pride, and that's why, you know, to be in this truth, we have to be humble, man, because the thing with pride is that pride blinds you. You know, something that you should have seen coming from a mile away, something that everyone else can see coming from a mile away, everyone else but you, okay, is because you're blinded by that pride. So Esau, Edom, he can't see that the actions he's taking will indeed usher in the downfall of his kingdom, as it is written. All right, you know, these devils like to talk about manifest destiny, but somehow they think they can come up against their own destiny, they can counteract their own destiny. Okay, but why is that? Because they are puffed up with pride. All right, that's why what does it say in Sirach 10? Let's bring that out real quick. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 12. It says, the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High. Now Esau done departed from the Most High because you know, the wicked, what does it say in Psalms 10? I believe it says how the fool have said in their heart, there is no God. The fool is who? The wicked, man. These Edomites, they believe that there is no God, man. And you know what? That reminds me, there was a video I watched, it must have been about a year ago now, where this Edomite said, if God, you know, he was driving in his car, American Edomite, and he was saying, if God is real, a lightning would strike right now. And what do you think happened, man? Right after he made that statement, the lightning struck. Okay, and then his eyes were all, you know, he had them googly eyes, you know, them big eyes. Like, oh shit, that's not good. I believe he said, if I'm not mistaken. All right. But because then how do you know? But you know the wickedness of these devils, man. You know, he probably had his moment, his oh shit moment, and then he equated it to just being a mere coincidence. You know, these devils are all about coincidences, man. Okay. There's no such thing as coincidence. Everything that goes down on earth happens according to the Lord's will. Read Isaiah 45 and 7, man. He controls the good and the evil, man. So you come around here talking about coincidence, man. That's you know, that's a wicked way of thinking, man. All right, man's goings are of the Lord. The Lord put the spirit on that Edomite to make that proud statement, just so that the Most High could prove his power, show his power, man. The same way the Most High has put his spirit on the wicked elite of Esau, all right, to believe in their minds, their foolish minds, that they would actually be successful in implementing this digital currency, this digital system, and you know, will not be destroyed. All right, the Lord has also put that in their minds, man. Job 12 and 16, with him is strength and wisdom, the deceived and the deceiver are his. All right, so the Lord is the one that's working on their minds, man, deceiving them, having these evil spirits, you know, communicate with these devils, believing that they'll be successful in establishing their wicked enterprise, man. Okay, so let's read on. Sirach 10 and verse 13, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. And the wicked are going to be overthrown utterly, man. The Lord is going to bring forth these strange calamities. You know, already they have these strange sightings, you know, by way of the chariots, you know, the so-called UFOs, which stands for what? Unidentified flying objects. But how is it unidentified? The scriptures identify clearly what those so-called UFOs are. All right, so you know, you can liken that onto strange calamities, man. And of course they're going to be overthrown utterly, you know, by way of, you know, the nuclear destruction, the concentrated fire from the chariots. All right, the elect, the Lord putting the spirit on the elect men to also have their hand in their destruction, you know. So this, you know, their kingdom is done, man. Okay, it says in verse 14, the Lord has cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. All right, and we are the meek right now. We're all defenseless. We're powerless. You know, that's why the scriptures say, "Fear not, thou worm Jacob." A worm is pretty much a defenseless animal, man. You know, you step on a worm, and that's game over for a worm, man. It can't do anything. It can't slither away from your, you know, big size 10 foot. All right. So the Lord likened the Israelites onto a worm. All right, because we've been weakened through age, weakened through the generations, and we're in a very low estate right now, which is why we can't be, you know, trying to rely on carnal matters to overthrow this devil, but we have to wait on the Lord, as the scriptures say. All right, Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me. All right. So what was I reading before? Psalms 49. Okay, let's go back to Psalms 49. I pray, Lord willing, this is edifying, man. So this is Psalms 49:11 again. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Can't. So they believe that, as I said, like once the destruction is said and done, World War III, okay, Esau believes somehow he's gonna rise out the cracks and still remain in his position of rulership, man. All right, failing to realize or accept that the moment them nukes fly, that's the end of his world, man, and the beginning of his captivity, the beginning of his punishment. Okay. Even with this new world order, man, the wicked elite believe they're going to be successful in implementing this madness, man. This complete dystopian society. All right, this is the book of Job 20 and verse 22. Let's start verse 18. It says, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. So everything that he's worked hard and labored for, this whole wicked ass society, he's gonna have to cough that back up, man. Okay, he's gonna have to give it right back up, man. All right, he's not going to be successful in implementing his new world order, or not for long at least. All right, it says in verse 19, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, which are the Israelites, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. A perfect example is, look what he did to the northern kingdom tribes over in North America, man. Or in that landmass of America. All right, he violently took away that house which he builded not. Okay, till this day, man, they're still dwelling up in there. Okay, verse 20 reads, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired. All right, so Esau, you know, he's done too much wickedness for him to just, you know, rest easy now. You know, he's paranoid. You know, you got the whole Israel and Hamas situation playing out, and you know, you got everyone around the world that's coming up against the small hats, protesting and what you have it. All right, so he's not feeling that quietness that he once felt when he had the whole world under a spell, man. That he's, you know, he's the good guy. Okay, it says in verse 21, there shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. All right, no one ain't desiring to be like this devil, man. All right, this devil is no longer desirable. You know, once upon a time, you looked at Esau, Edom, the way he was living, and you're like, yeah, man, I wish I had it like him. You know, I wish I could be him. Nah, man, you see him for the scumbag devil that he is, man. So, you know, you want to give him the middle finger, man. Okay, it says in verse 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straight. So, you know, he's getting very close to finalizing his whole digital infrastructure, the MOTB, and what you have it, man. All right, but it says how he's going to be in straits, which STRAITS, straits means a position of difficulty. All right, so Esau is facing many positions of difficulty. You know, he's trying to establish this globalization, this globalist society, digital society with the MOTB. But then you got all these people coming up against the little hats. All right. You got people that didn't believe in the C1 Niner. All right. You got people waking up to who this devil truly is. All right, all these things that are happening, man. Okay, so you know, he's facing those difficulties, man. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in strait. Every hand of the wicked, which that word wicked in the Hebrew is aimal, which goes back to, you know, the workers, the laborers, you know, just your average people, right? It says every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, man. And we're seeing that happening right now, man. All right, these people are tired of this devil. These people want the devil out the way. All right. It says in verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So just when this devil believes that, yeah, we did it. We done it, man. It was hard, but we finally did it. And then the Most High is going to come, you know, rain on his parade, so to speak. Okay? So this is the times that we're living in now, man. These complete draconian measures that this devil is trying to implement and establish across the whole entire world. Okay? Let's go to the book of Isaiah 10. This is the book of Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. Yeah, so these devils, they decree unrighteous decrees, man. All right, they rule. What's the scripture say? With a continual stroke. Okay, it's complete hell coming up under this devil, man. So as the scriptures say, man, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, man. Because everyone pretty much fed up with this devil, man. Everyone had enough, man. And their you know, what do you call it? Their reward for decreeing all these unrighteous decrees is you know, the destruction of their kingdom, man. Okay? Because that whole Revelation 13 and 16, man, you know, that MOTB, that's unrighteous. You know, the Lord, you don't want that. For people to put a C-hip under their skin, in their hand or in their foreheads, man. The Lord don't want that. That's wicked. Okay? And there's going to be a punishment for those who subscribe to this whole digital way of life. Okay? Which I'm going to read in Revelation 14 and verse 9, and it reads, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man, this is a man, woman and child, right? If any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, right? His righteous anger. Okay? And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai. Right? So you're gonna have your part in the nuclear destruction, man. You're gonna make your bed in the fires if you decide to take that MOTB and to subscribe onto this wicked ass society, this wicked ass you know, way of life that Esau Edom is trying to implement. All right, so from there, let's go to the book of This is Psalm 64. We'll start at the top, and it reads, "Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy." Because we need to be preserved from this devil, man. You know, again, as the scriptures say, fear not thou worm Jacob. We're being described as a worm, because we're pretty much weak, defenseless, and powerless at this moment of time. Okay? Until the Lord raises up his elect. It says in verse 2, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity," which the word insurrection means like an uprising. You know, like if there's an insurrection against the government, that spells war. Like riots and, you know, all kind of different people coming up against the government, man. You know, like a revolution type, taking matters into their own hands. All right. So there's a great insurrection against the men of the Lord. You know, beginning with these wicked elites, the whole world wants to come up against us, man. Wants to try and you know, deal with us in a carnal way, get rid of us, or what you have it, man. Okay? There's an uprising against those that fear Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Alright? Goes on to say in verse 3, "Who whet their tongue like a sword," which WHET is like to sharpen. Alright? You know, the words in his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. That's Psalm 55 and 21. Alright? Because this devil, he speaks with a two-edged sword, man. He comes to you like he's all nice guy, all humble and meek. Alright? But really, he's seeking to destroy you, man. Look what he done to the Northern Kingdom. Alright? Over in the land of America. He came like he was all a nice guy, and he's this friendly ass, you know, good guy. And he ended up, you know, completely coming up against those people and stealing their land. Okay. So this is Psalm 64. Let me read verse 3 again. "Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not." And who's the perfect? The Israelites, man. Beginning with the elect. And these devils are so proud, man. They don't fear that this is the, you know, the Lord's people that they're coming up against. They don't consider that the Lord is gonna defend his elect. Okay? That's why it says, "And suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not." Because again, they believe, you know, through the pride of their heart deceiving them, they believe that they can somehow numero uno the prophecies, you know, reverse numero uno the prophecies, hit the reverse card, and suddenly, you know, they're being, you know, they're being pardoned from their kingdom being destroyed, and from, you know, serving their time in slavery. All right, that's the pride of this devil, man. He believes he's just gonna continue to prosper in his wickedness. Okay. It says in verse 5, "They encourage themselves in an evil matter." Can't. The MOTB, social credit score system, you know, GMO food, okay, enslavement of the whole world, UBI, universal basic income, all right, a totalitarian system, okay. So it says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. Let's implement, yeah. They commune laying snares privily. You know, they come up against you, laying those snares, man. You're here thinking that they're doing this for your own good, and really, it's to your detriment, man. Okay, they come laying snares privily. You know, when they came with the C19er, all right, that was a snare being laid privily, because by way of that hoax, all right, they was able to then, you know, excuse me, they was able to lock down the whole entire world, man. You weren't allowed out your house past a certain time. You were only allowed out your house for a certain amount of time. Okay? You know, you couldn't do anything, man. You couldn't go to another country. You couldn't fly out. You know, there was a time where you couldn't even see a plane in the sky, man. But that was the snare that was laid privily, man, by you know, a virus, a disease that had a mortality rate of 99.9%. Can you imagine? Okay. So it says in verse 6, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. And they, hey man, you watch that Netflix show, They Clone Tyrone, and that illustrates that perfectly, man, of them accomplishing that diligent search. You know, look what they was doing up to Jake in the Hood. Okay, which Esau, you know, they pretty much telling themselves by way of these, you know, Hollywood productions that they make, these films, these movies, these cartoons. All right, they speak on what they do. They let you know what time it is, man. It says, both the inward thought of every one of them and their heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. And that goes into what? Job 20 and 23, man. Where it says how when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. Oh, that's lucky. You know? That's what that's going into, man. Okay. It says in verse 8, so shall they make their tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Can't, because, you know, you got insiders, whistleblowers, who were once a part of, you know, this wicked establishment, but, you know, it's gotten too much for them, and they want to turn over a new leaf and save humanity. So they do that by way of, you know, exposing this devil and speaking out on what's really going on. And then a lot of them, they get clipped, man. You know, a lot of them end up dead on the news, and, you know, bodies missing, or they committed suicide. You know how this devil gets down, man. All right, but, you know, it ain't nothing new. All right, it goes on to say in verse 9, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. So you know, these people are fearing, man. They're fearing being under the rulership of this devil, and they see that, well, you know, actually there's a better way with you know, the men of the Lord being in rulership. Again, going back into Proverbs 29 and 2. Okay, it says the righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Khan. So who's the upright in heart? It's the elect. All right. So we're going to be glad when the Most High shoots at this devil suddenly, and we see the downfall of his kingdom. All right. We're gonna glory in that, man, because this is what we've been sighing and crying out for, to see the destruction of our enemies, to see the downfall of the wicked. All right. To see his kingdom go to shits, man. Okay. Because, you know, as the title of this lesson, the New World Order, that spells a dystopian society, man. You know, at one point, we was eager for technological advancement. But now, even in like the automotive world, because, you know, I'm into cars. I remember being a kid, you know, coming up on Top Gear. You know, you had Jeremy Clarkson, Richard May, and Richard Hammond and James May. You know, the originals, man. They what do you call it, man? They you know, it was a pleasure to, you know, be brought up on the car scene in that era. But now you got all these electric vehicles and you know, they've taken the soul out of the car, man. You know, you like the car because it might have a nice brawly V8 engine or a nice 6-cylinder Scream. You know, the V12 Scream, okay, the 5-cylinder, the unique sound of a 5-cylinder engine, and what you have it. Now, the cars of today, these electric vehicles, they have no soul. You drive past, all you hear, it runs out of battery fast and all of that. Well, The same way they took the soul out of the automotive industry is the same way they're trying to take the soul out of man by making you a slave to society by way of this new world order, man. Okay, you having that the MOTB, that's crazy, man. How's the police? Imagine that zebra crossing and the police is even stopping. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, man. You know, it's the same way they want to take the soul out of the people, man. All right, so this wicked agenda, this wicked society has to come to an end, man. All right, you know, if Esau is left to rule long enough, then no flesh shall be saved. That's somewhere, I think it's in Matthew 24, man. Which is why we need our Redeemer, Yahweh Shai, to come and save us. Okay, so that's pretty much it on that. I'm gonna leave it there. I pray, Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying. And until the next time, I say shalom.